Welcome back, traders. It's Friday and a dreadful day in Northland, so I'm putting together the third video. In this video I'm going to run you through installing TradingView and setting it up. It's very important that we set TradingView up correctly, so we'll go through the whole process. And the first thing we want to do is we want to go to the TradingView.com website, and I'll just pull that up. You can see here on the screen we're at TradingView.com, and you'll notice in the middle it says get started for free, and that's what I want you to click on. It'll actually lead you through the process of setting up a free account. You can use your Google or your Facebook or your email address, whatever's best for you, and you'll set a password. And eventually, once you've done that, you can download the TradingView for your computer. So I always recommend that you run TradingView on your computer as your main device. And once you've done all that, you'll be ready to go to the next step with me, which is setting it up properly for our trading. Now, you'll get prompted to join a plan or get a 30-day free trial of a plan. Just cancel that. Once your account is created, you're ready to use it for free. The free version has everything you need. The fancy plans have a lot more features. Yes, you can have a lot more charts on the screen, and you can have a lot more indicators on the screen, and you can have much wider range of time frames, and there's advanced indicators and all kinds of fancy things, but you don't need it. Okay, so go to this website, TradingView.com, get started for free, create an account, cancel the free trial, then scroll down the screen towards the end once you've created your account, and there'll be an option there to download it for your desktop, for Windows, for Mac, for Linux, whatever you use. Okay, so that's the first step, is getting a hold of TradingView, which is the software platform we're going to use to trade with. Okay, and it's the most popular trading software out there. Okay, so back to here. So you've installed TradingView, and go ahead and open it up, and it should look something like this. Now we're going to get into the guts of setting it up so that you can trade, because as you can see, it's probably going to come up with the default asset, which is probably Apple, and we want to change everything here. So I'm going to run you through a number of things I want you to set up. The first one, very important, is the time zone. So down in the bottom right hand corner you'll see whatever time zone it is currently set up by default. You want to make sure that it says UTC plus 12, and I want you to scroll down until you see UTC plus 12 New Zealand. I want you to click that. Very important, it sets the local time correctly. The next thing I want you to do is up in the top left here where it's showing the symbol. I want you to change it from Apple to Euro USD, and I want you to select a particular broker, the same one that I use, so that if we're trading together we're all going to have the same chart, the same pricing. So you're going to click here where it says symbol search. You want to go over to the Forex option here, and if you've got Apple still showing, I want you just to delete that and put in Euro, EUR, USD, and I want you to scroll down the list until you see Black Bull. You can see it here, Black Bull. This is the broker that I use, so let's all stick to the same data. So we're going to choose Euro, US dollar, Black Bull. Okay, click that. Now we're not using a broker, we're going to be paper trading, we're going to be using free money. It's a simulation, so don't think you're signing up for a broker, because you're not. So that's the very first thing to do. The second thing I want you to do is to change the time frame. Up here you can see a time frame. It's probably by default set to 1 day or 1D. I want you to change this to 15 minutes. Okay, so we've got Euro USD 15 minutes, and it should say Euro US dollar here 15 black bull. Okay, make sure that that's showing up correctly. Now we want to set some what we call session breaks, because what we're seeing here is a chart of prices that are going up and down, but we have no context about any timing. So I want you to, up in the top right hand corner of the chart, you'll see a spanner or like a nut. Where it says settings, I want you to click on that, and it's going to bring up another window, and I want you to select events, and then this option here that says session breaks, and so that we all have it the same, just select a blue color and a dotted line. So you can see here we've got a blue color, we've got a dotted line. You can make that thicker if you feel like it. I'm just going to go with a thin dotted line, and once we've done that, we can click. We're not going to click OK yet. Now we're going up to the trading option here. You see there's a trading option. I want you to click on that, and just make sure that you've got these options. We want the buy and sell buttons. We want the positions, profit and loss, reverse button, orders, brackets, profit and loss, executions, and extended price line for positions and orders. We want those all checked, okay? So just maybe pause the video, go through and make sure you've got all of those checked, and then finally we can go okay. So now what we can see on our chart is we can see the start of each 24-hour period. So you can see here where I have my mouse, the market opens at 9 o'clock in the morning New Zealand time, and we trade right through until the market closes at 9 o'clock the following day. Okay, so that's one full trading day. So now we have some context about what a day looks like, which is good. Now we're going to put some indicators on the chart. Now with the free version you can only have 2 indicators, so we're going to choose a couple that I think are very good. The first one is called market sessions. So up in the top of the screen here where you can see indicators, I just want you to click that, and it will pull up a search box, and we're just going to type in market sessions. And you can see, you'll find one here called Market Sessions by Leviathan. Okay, I want you can favorite that by clicking on the star, and when you click the Market Sessions by Leviathan, it's going to add that to the chart. Okay, so once we've done that, and close that box. Now these market sessions, just to turn off the information about the indicators, there's a little up arrow here. I just want you to click that, and it'll get rid of all of that gobbledygook. This is a really good indicator. It shows us during the course of the day where the main sessions are opening and closing, but by default these session times are wrong. Okay, so I'm going to get you to change these session times so that it's going to be correct for our New Zealand local time. So what we're going to do here is, if we haven't got that open, I want you to click on this little down arrow, and you can see it says market sessions, and just move your mouse along to where you see the little nut for settings, and click that, and now we can set it up. So there's a number of inputs. We don't want the Sydney session, so if the Sydney session's turned on, just turn that off. We're not interested in that session. We're only interested in the Tokyo session, the London session, and the New York session. Now this is key, guys. I want you to set these times. So the Tokyo should be 00.00 through 9 AM. The London session should be 0700 through to 1600, and the New York session should be 1300 through to 2200. And this will ensure that the session times are correct for our local time zone, because the TradingView server that we're connected to is probably in another country, in another time zone. We need to just adjust the times so they line up with the local time. So just use these times and it'll be bang on. It's critical that these times are correct. You might have an open and close line here. I want you to turn that off. It just reduces the amount of information on the chart. And what else do we need to do? That's about it for that particular indicator. So we're just going to go, just make sure that the colors are set right. Here is the color, the background color. So for the Tokyo session, that's always blue. So we can set that as blue and just have our opacity down quite a bit, so it's not, it's not completely blocking out the candles. So we set that as blue. The London session is always red, so just pick a red color, set the opacity down a bit. And the New York session, we always want to have yellow, so pick yellow and just make sure that that's all looking good on your screen and go OK. So what we're actually seeing now is we're seeing the three major market sessions showing up within the 24-hour period. Okay, we're going to come back to that later. Now the last indicator that I want you to install, click on the indicators button again here, and we're going to search for a thing called TDI. So just type in TDI plus RSI. Okay, and you'll have one that comes up on your screen called TDI Traders Dynamic Index plus RSI Divergences. I want you to favorite that and then click it, and it will add it to your chart at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so you'll see down at the bottom of your chart, you'll see this crazy looking range of lines and colors and indicators and little dots. So we're just going to get into this indicator and turn off a bunch of things to make it much simpler. So again, just scroll, put your mouse over here, move it along until you hit the nut. It says settings, click that, and what I want you to do here is just go to style here at the top, and I want you just to turn on, I want the VB channel high, I want the VB channel low, I want the MBL and the RSI PL. Everything else down here I want you to turn off until we get down to scroll up, turn everything off until we get down to these levels, and I want the 30 level on, I want the middle one off, I want the 70 level on, and that's all we need. So we want the two levels and we want the top four, and then go OK. And you'll see now that our indicator has much less confusion and things going on. I'll explain how to use these two indicators in the following session. So to turn these indicators on or off, you can see here that little up arrow. Just get rid of that. Just cleans up the screen a bit. So this is basically our chart, how we want it. And what we can do now is we can save it as a template. So up here, what we want to do is manage layouts. We want to save the layout. and you can give it a name. I've set this up for my wife Melissa, so hers is just called Malou, but I want you to give it a name, or you can rename it to whatever you like. But just make sure you've got that template saved. It means every time you come into TradingView, you're always going to see this on your screen. So just to give you a little bit of an overview of TradingView, if we click anywhere in the top chart, we can just drag this chart around, okay? Which is quite handy if you want to move to a particular point in the chart. Perhaps you're only interested in today and yesterday. You can move that around. Likewise, if we want to expand the chart up or down, if we go over here where the price is and we just click and hold, we can drag these up and down. And likewise down on the time frame at the bottom, if we just click anywhere on the time frame, we can drag these in and out, so we can see more or less of what we want to see on the screen at any time. The basic layout of the chart obviously is the candles. Each candle here represents 15 minutes of time, and you can see the price going up and down. The green candles is where we have an increase in price. The red candles is where we've had a decrease in price. You'll see over on the right hand side, you'll see the current price showing in the price axes, and you'll see a little clock which is how many minutes are left in the current candle. And then of course along the bottom we have dates and times. Okay, so that's just a quick view of the basic chart. We can actually change the time frames, and we can change the look of the chart up here. What I've taught Malou yesterday is we can change from candles. So if you click on this little icon here, we can change from candles to a line chart. And you'll see later when we talk about the trading strategy, it's much easier to see perhaps an M pattern, which I'm showing you here in the London session. We can see that M pattern quite clearly. Likewise, if we go down to a smaller time frame, from say 15 minutes down to 5 minutes, you'll see that at the bottom of the London session we can't clearly see a W pattern, but if we change from 15 down to 5, you can see now this W pattern formed. So what we can do is we can use a change of a chart type with a change of time frame, just to drill in and see, look for the patterns that we want to see in the charts. But by default, let's just stick to 15 minutes, and we're going to stick to candles. The good thing about candles is we can see the size of the moves. We can see by the size of the candles the banks getting in and going on their major moves, and it's these major moves that we want to trade. Okay, so that's basically the chart. Now what we want to do is we want to set you up with some play money. So down the bottom here, at the bottom of the screen, you'll see trading panel. Okay, and I want you to click on that, and it's going to prompt you to connect to a broker. Now my broker is Black Bull Markets, and if I clicked on here and logged in with my two-factor authentication, I would be trading my real live account. But what I want you to do, I want you to come over here to the left. You'll see paper trading. Okay, and this is a brokerage simulator. It's paper money. So click on paper trading and then click connect. Now I've set Malou up with a $5,000 US account, just play money to have a go with. You'll see here next to this paper trading account, you'll see that there is another spanner, and if you click on that, by default I think the paper trading is normally set up to 100,000 US dollars. So what I want you to do here is to press reset account. And now we can change the balance from 100,000 to say 5,000. You can put in any amount you want, but I recommend we just all go with 5,000. And make sure that the the Forex leverage is 100 to 1, which is close to what you're going to get with a real broker. And then make sure we've got US dollars, obviously, and then just hit reset. Okay, and now you'll find that on your trading panel you have an account balance of $5,000. We don't have any trades open at the moment. We're going to come to that in a later session. But down here we have positions. So if you had an open trade, you would see it here as an open position. Orders we're not interested in, they're pending orders. We're not going to trade any pending orders. We're only going to trade at market, and I'll explain how to do that later. You'll see the history of the trades that you've made, and you'll see your account history in terms of the balance of your account. So the trading panel is how we get to this information. If I click on this paper trading button again, that disappears. Now we can see the full chart. So in terms of our trading strategy, what we'll find, I'm just going to look at yesterday for example. We're interested in what happens after the Tokyo session into the London session. I only trade the London session because I can trade it between 9 p.m. so 7 p.m. when it opens, and generally I'm out by sort of midnight, or I can just place my trade and go to bed, and that's it. The New York session opens at midnight and it trades right through to 9 in the morning, so it's kind of hard to be up that late at night. So what we want to do is we want to trade out of the Tokyo session into the London session, and the trick here is that we want to trade from either the high of the session or we want to trade from the bottom of the session. So in this particular example, the Tokyo session has formed, and then we're waiting for a big move. We're waiting for this big move, okay? And the particular pattern that we're looking for is an M pattern to form, and then that's typically followed by the big move. If I turn on that line chart again, we'll see this M pattern forming here, and then boom, the big banks all go on a massive trend. So that's what we want to trade. So we're going to use a combination of things. We're going to use these market sessions to know exactly the right timing for when we expect the move to happen, and the timing is generally towards the late end of the Tokyo session into the London session. As you can see, it's happened here. And if we can anticipate a move at around that time, and we look for that M pattern to form, and then the move starts, that's when we can get in with our trade. You'll also see in the bottom of the chart, this is called the Traders Dynamic Index, and in terms of levels, it also helps us to understand when these big moves might take place. So what we can see here, the green line is called the RSI. Don't get hung up on that. And these two blue lines are called Bollinger Bands. There's an upper band and a lower band and a middle band. Okay, and generally what will happen is if the RSI goes outside of the Bollinger Band, generally then a reversal is imminent. Okay, so you can see in line with this chart above, we've had a steep, they've run the price up, we've gone outside of that volatility band, and then we're expecting a reversal, so that the price has gone from up here at the top and it's gone down. So this is another good indicator to use. So particularly if it goes above this 70 line here, this 70 level is a very important level. So what we're trying to do is trade from the top to the bottom. So the 70 and the 30 are two key levels. So where we see the RSI punch outside of the volatility band and we're at or above the 70, this is a very strong indicator that we're up for a reversal. And what happened was the price reversed. You can see it went all the way down, then punched outside of this of this lower volatility band, and we're well below the 30, and this is a trade I took last night, and did really well with it, because what will happen is that after a big trend there's often a reversal, and particularly in the New York market. New York is renowned for its reversals. So we had a big trend. These trends can't go forever, and when that lined up with this event here on the charts, and we had a W pattern at the bottom. Don't know if we'll see the W pattern clearly. If we go to a lower time frame, let's go to 5 minutes. Yeah, here, look, here's the W pattern I'm talking about. So we had that W pattern formed, and that is our signal that we're going in a reverse direction, and that's when I put that buy trade on. So we'll just come back to the 15-minute chart. I'm going to take a live trade later, and I'm going to show you my thoughts and thinking as I trade. I'm going to record this tonight, and I'll tack it on the end of this video or a next video, because I need to show you how we actually use the buy and sell buttons to place the trades, how we set stop losses and take profit targets, how we manage our risk, and how we set the right position size so we don't expose ourselves. I'll do that in the next video, but this video just gives you a bit of a heads up on how I trade, and that the indicators and the timing and the time frames, and how it's critical that we have everything set up right so that these session timings are bang on. If they're out, your trades are gonna fail. So that's it really for this video. This is the whole setup of TradingView. I want you to watch this again, just go through it slowly, and you'll be ready for the next phase, which is me placing some live trades and showing you how to do that. So I'm going to wait for the right timing tonight. We'll look at the indicators, we'll look at the charts, and then I'll place some trades. And once I've done that, you're on your own. You can follow my strategy and how I'm trading, and I think you do pretty well with it actually, because I'm trading in line with the big banks. I'm trading in the opposite direction to the huge retail market that are 90% of the time trading in the wrong direction and get it wrong. So until the next video, watch this through, and I hope that helps. I'll also upload this to YouTube, so if you want to watch it on a really big TV in higher resolution and see what's going on, that'll be much better than trying to watch these videos on your phone, because they're going to be quite small to see, if you know what I'm saying. So I'll put that link in my post. So I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.